Welcome in everybody to the Chase Fieldhouse in Wilmington, Delaware, where we see this Pro-Am showcase between Philly and the DMV. Going to be a good one tonight, folks. Alongside here is Luke Nichols, myself, Jude Wozniak, Steven Anderson, and Emily Cochran, our sideline reporter. Jude, I'm going to kick it to you first. How excited are you for tonight?
Well, Luke, looking at this, we have a ton of NBA players here today, and we even have some great kids from the Brotherly Love League playing here tonight. Davion Scar's a big one who just attempted a dunk on the near side bucket for us here, but Davion Scar's really excited to see what he can bring to this table for the NBA level talent. I know he's trying to look to get to the next level, and this will be a big step for him, putting the Brotherly Love League on the map. You got people like Marcus Kennedy for Brotherly Love, and for Team DMV, Najee Marshall. He made a big impact in his game that he played today against Montrezl Harrell early on in the league. So Najee Marshall, I'm really looking to see what he can do on the defensive end.
A lot of guys can play. Steve, who are you looking at tonight?
Fellas, I'm so glad to be standing next to both of you. But before I go and talk about a player I'm excited to see tonight, I just want to talk about these fans and just how excited they are. They've been waiting anxiously to see these players take the court tonight. They've been here since about 5 o'clock. Line all the way around the parking lot, parking tough to get. So thank you to the fans for being here tonight. When it comes to a player that I'm excited to watch, it's the Godfather himself, Novar Gatson. He is the leader of the Brotherly Love Pro-Am. He's put this entire great event together, and when it comes to his actions on the court, he's nothing but impressive. He makes shots from wherever he wants them, and when it comes to his defense, he's willing to stick a hand in there and be a leader on that side of the court, so I look for him to do that exact same thing tonight.
An all-around player for sure. So much good talent, so many NBA guys here. A fantastic venue as well. Here where the Blue Coats play for the most part. You can see at some points under the basket to see the NBA G League Finals logo. Obviously had a very good season, did the Blue Coats. Just a beautiful facility, so many seats, so many fans. I cannot wait for it. A lot of NBA talent. Obviously you have Brad Wanamaker, former NBA guy, Ramon Galloway possibly, Quinn Cook, Najee Marshall, Tristan Thompson. It's going to be such a fantastic game. Full 12-minute quarters as we're going to send it down now to Emily Cochran.
Fieldhouse, and the turnout has certainly exceeded expectations as more and more people continue to fill the stands. There's definitely going to be lots of talent here tonight from both the Philadelphia and DMV areas. However, Kevin Durant will not be suiting up tonight. Instead, I was told that he would be cheering on Team DMV from the sidelines. Guys, back to you.
Thank you so much, Emily. Gotta say, although he is not playing, must be nice to have Coach Kevin Durant on your side.
Yeah, I mean, just his experience alone and just his cachet, it really just helps that confidence level of the Team DMV just spike through the roof. You know, it doesn't matter if he's actually here. It's just a matter of knowing that he's in your corner.
Absolutely going to be such a presence. Jude, anything else?
Yeah, shame not really showing up here. That's okay, though. Really helping the Brotherly Love League, though, get on the map, as I was talking about earlier. Really just getting the name out. And as Novar Gatson always says, bring your name, not your game. And also really on Instagram Live all the time they go on, it's really for the kids out here to come out and watch. That's the big thing to look out for, is how much can you inspire the kids. We see some of the kids out on the court early on shooting for NBA level 3 that I know I can't even knock down as much as they do. So that's really exciting to see that really influencing the younger generation here now, Luke and Steve.
Love the message. I like what you brought up about the kids shooting around. The one kid's been draining NBA level 3s. Very impressive. But huge shout out and props to Novar Gatson the entire year with the Brotherly Love League in Camden, now here in Delaware for this showcase. It's been fantastic. So many people have come out. Ocho Cinco, Hansel Emmanuel just last Thursday, and now we got playoffs starting this upcoming week back at the Kroc Center in East Camden. It's going to be a great time. I cannot wait for it. When we come back, though, live action. This showcase is getting underway, just about 5 minutes away. It's going to be a good one. Stick around here on the Sports Fanbase Network.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Eldion Padulary in Feasterville, Trevose today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Welcome back, everybody. Just moments away now. Felt like a bit of a delayed start, but hey, I'm just as excited as anybody in here. And once this game gets going, everyone's going to be on their feet. It's going to be a much better energy, much better crowd. I'm very excited for it.
Always live by the notion of better late than never, and I know you guys can feel me on that because I'm just glad that we're here about to watch these guys take the court.
Yeah, Steve, looking at it, originally a 7:15 start, but right now looking at 8:21 as the start time, as we have sort of another GM for the Brotherly Love League, sort of thanking everyone for coming out tonight and really just expressing gratitude for everyone here and even the players.
Absolutely. It does seem a lot of just gratitude and thanks being handed out. A good thing, you know, it's great to see these guys come out here. And
I mean, these fans have been patiently waiting, so they deserve thanks, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Players and fans alike ready to go. The officials are getting set. Everyone's shaking hands. Last few shots getting put up by what looks like a Keel Carr on the left side. Good to see him. He was on one of the rosters for the Brotherly Love teams. I forget which one at the moment, but he's supposed to be playing. Good to see him here nonetheless.
Yeah, Keel Carr really coming out, and kind of disappointing that we haven't really gotten to see him play in the Brotherly Love Pro-Am so far yet in Camden, New Jersey, but he came out here today in the Delaware Bluecoats home arena, the Chase Fieldhouse, and really excited to see if he can turn back the clock a little bit to a little mixtape days for Keel Carr. So we'll see what he can do. Definitely the height advantage for some people could be seen as a disadvantage for Keel Carr, but hey, who knows? Mighty Mouse mentality.
Let's just hope he doesn't get stuck in the post.
Talking about a height advantage, no real height advantage on the tip right now. Wayne Jackson going to take face off, for a lack of a better term, against Marcus Kennedy. I'm excited to see both of these guys get up. I'm going to go with Marcus Kennedy, though, to win this tip.
Yeah, the Brotherly Love star, absolute menace on the offensive post this past few weeks, really, for Team FOE, I believe. He has been stellar, looking to emulate that here as we are finally underway. Brotherly Love controlling the tip now with a quick three put up from the wing off the front rim.
Yeah, that's early jitters, getting them shaken off. Nothing wrong with that.
Another three in transition. That one up and good. Najee Marshall breaking the ice.
Right out the gate, Najee Marshall putting his name out there.
Right into Kennedy in the post. Pump fakes, goes up, gets fouled, and he's headed to the line. First foul in this game, less than a minute in.
That's the exact right idea right there by Brad Wanamaker, getting it down low to Kennedy, and now Kennedy with an opportunity from the stripe early.
I like their thinking of just because you got a three doesn't mean we need to answer with one immediately. Go to your big man, let him do work in the post.
Yeah, Marcus Kennedy, in the beginning of the season, one of the first games coming out for FOE, when they had Busy, he really didn't get to shine, and he wasn't playing that well, as people know that have watched the Brotherly Love Pro-Am. One of the most entertaining games. Busy Bones Highland of the Denver Nuggets came out and was phenomenal, 46 points. But Marcus Kennedy was quiet in that game and didn't get to show any action.
Goes 0 for 2, no real action there. Philly still looking for their first points. Gets stripped, stolen, but kept in play on the Philly side. Corner three is off the mark.
Way to be alert there by him, though, after he gets stripped, getting the ball back.
Another three attempt from Najee Marshall, just rims out.
Yeah.
Moving the
Marshall
other
really
way.
Firing in the beginning of this game. He really wants to find the stroke here early on, but rims in and out there. Started off making his first shot, though.
Brandon Austin and/or BA puts up a fadeaway from the elbow. It's good.
Attaboy, Brandon Austin. You can tell he's starting to feel comfortable right now. Just turned around and hit that shot.
Najee Marshall with the ball again, already feeling himself. Tries another step back. That looks like a two, short off the front rim.
And a great way to close out on defense right there by Brandon Austin as well.
It's already a BA versus Najee Marshall one-on-one. BA gets swatted. Just kidding, gets fouled on the way up.
Brandon Austin with a little bit of physical mentality there, and Austin, looking back at the Brotherly Love Pro-Am himself, came out for the first game, was a little quiet as Blue Magic, the former defending champions, haven't had the best season so far, but Austin not really showing up as of late for some of the game, but he's starting to show out here early.
Misses the first free throw. Fans are already getting on their feet, kind of being egged on by the in-arena announcer to kind of get hype, just hype up that matchup even more, splits them at the line so at least get something instead of nothing.
You know, Luke, I want to get back to something you had mentioned earlier, just real quick. The fact that these teams don't have to feel like they have to force something, and I'm excited and interested to see which teams kind of take their time. Right now, like Keel Carr looking like he wants to play one-on-one ball. Will it pay off? It does.
It does. Cash money from deep.
But I want to see these teams move the ball around the court, take their time, and set up in the half court.
I believe that was a 2 for Akil Carr. He's getting attacked on the defensive end. Goes up, no foul call. DMV headed the other way. Up court pass. Looking for an alley-oop. No real alley-oop. Najee Marshall just going to put in the easy lay.
And look a little bit for that early on. Some lackadaisical defense. Sort of just getting out in the break will be DMV, as they like to move fast and often, and Brother Love will have to keep up in the transition defense.
Alize Johnson stops and pops for the mid-range too. Butter.
Say what's up to the fans, Alize Johnson. I love that out of you right now. Keep that coming.
Najee Marshall controlling the ball, has no intention of giving up, crosses over Johnson, spinning in the lane, bumping off him, loses the ball, but a foul is called before Philly can run the break.
Yeah, a little late whistle there on the near side block on Alize Johnson, but it was the right call. You could hear all arm even from up here. Alize Johnson definitely got his arm in there for Marshall. They're not going to call it a shooting foul, though, so side out. And Marshall's really just trying to go to the rim early and often.
He's trying to get his sea legs under him very quickly. Quinn Cook now handling it. First we've heard of him even touching the ball in this one. Does not take the step back 3. There's a wing 3. Up and good from Jeff Allen. That ball stayed in the air for what felt like a few minutes. Didn't even touch the rim. B-Dub misses the 3 on the other end.
See Brad Wanamaker right there, hoping. You could just kind of tell that he wants to answer that 3 of DMV right away, but it doesn't need to be that way.
Yeah, really just, it feels like both of these teams are trying to find sort of the momentum to get the crowd on their side. Going for deep 3s here as Alize Johnson on the far side block, getting big on Najee Marshall.
Way to spin down low, too. We just saw him make a bit of a jumper from mid-range a couple possessions ago, and now working down low, showing that he has many facets to his game.
No one picking up Najee Marshall as he gets the ball, goes to the right-hand side, gets denied in the corner for 3, and that one is good from Wayne Jackson, his first make of the game.
And these 3-pointers are just too wide open for this DMV team. They're really just finding it with ease. And there's really no closeout defense for this Brotherly Love team.
13-7 early. BA skipping through the lane, short on the front rim, gets his own rebound, misses the putback as well. Another putback, airballs. Marcus Kennedy finally cleans it up for 2.
I mean, they just had way too many opportunities at that one. If you're DMV, you can't allow Brotherly Love to get all those rebounds, but Brotherly Love took care of business.
Akil Carr proving size does not matter, just an easy 2.
With some energy to the net, taking English to the rim.
Talking about taking, I think A.J. English should have taken him to the rim right there, but hey, I'll take that too, right?
You know what they say, 3 is more than 2. Cuts to a 3-point deficit now for Philly. Akil Carr looking to answer right back against English, drives right by him and gets the layup past the outstretched arms of English.
And this is not what you want to see if you're Team Brotherly Love right now. The crowd is on DMV's side. Everyone is starting to get on their feet. The 3 from English, and he banks it in.
Bank is open.
Open late here in Wilmington, Delaware on this Saturday. Akil Carr wanting to answer again, taking on English. Crosses over, puts up the deep 3 off the front rim. Rebound controlled by DMV. That corner 3, just a bit too long, almost bounced in.
Glad to see Brotherly Love with that rebound because they had stagnant feet on that first shot attempt from DMV. They're lucky they didn't allow a shot right there.
Another 3 there from English is just way off, but man, this energy picked up quick.
Starting to slow down a little bit. People starting to sit down a little bit, but Najee Marshall with furiosity in the paint. And that'll get some more people on their feet.
Just the quick spin move from Brandon Austin, stolen off the inbound, can't convert on that major opportunity as Johnson pushing the pace the other way, has Marcus Kennedy, lobs it up to him, going to catch it, come down, and finish with a layup.
That's just easy money right there for Marcus Kennedy. Almost looked like he was going to miss that lob, almost misjudged the jump, but was right there at the perfect time.
As long as you get 2 on it. DMV moving the other way. Najee Marshall again. Crosses over, steps back, hand in the face, hits the back rim, falls down, no foul call. Philly moving the other way. Brad Wanamaker crosses over, goes in, right-handed, scoop layup is good.
That friendly bounce off the rim is always a wanted factor when you're playing, and right there, Brad Wanamaker got it.
Don't often see a shooter's roll from the paint. There's Quinn Cook with the corner 3, money.
The easy bread and butter shot there from Cook, and that's where he will live today. It's too easy. Comes with ease for Cook.
Wanamaker trying to answer with a corner 3. Short on that, tipped out of bounds, will stay Philly ball.
Wanamaker really starting to become the prevalent ball handler for Brotherly Love, but he's got to remember he's got teammates on the floor that he needs to get involved, and honestly, they're going to start to key on him more and more, so guys are going to be open.
A lot of warm-up still kind of going on here. Everyone trying to find their shots. A.J. English trying to get his with a right-handed layup. Pass Akil Carr, can't get it.
He was able to keep Akil Carr at bay, but just wasn't able to get the shot to go.
Thought they called a foul, called a timeout. Going to be a stoppage on the floor. A lot of energy early on with $1:50 left in this first quarter. DMV leading Philly 22-19. Going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Chase Fieldhouse here in Wilmington, Delaware. DMV leading Philly 22-19, and Quinn Cook bringing the ball up.
DMV living and dying by the three right now. If they can continue to put them in, it's only going to help them win this game, but if not, you know, that can become a dangerous game.
Almost had another one there. The reverse layup up and in from Brandon Austin.
Brandon Austin just with speed. No one was going to stop Brandon Austin there, getting one off the glass and easy lay-in.
Philly looking for a stop to get their first lead of the game. And there is a foul there, as it looked like Jeff Allen trying to drive to the paint.
Nice little arm hook there, and they're not going to give him free throws there. Allen a little bit upset with the refs, talking back and forth. Cook kind of giving a little shove back in bounds, saying you're all right. But you know Allen wants to go right back at BA.
It's always tricky trying to find that gather step. Jeff Allen nearly comes up with it. Marcus Kennedy gets on the floor, gives it up to BA, up to Brandon Wanamaker. The alley-oop jam! Flush down.
Becoming one of their favorite plays of the game. You can kind of tell that Brad Wanamaker is getting comfortable either distributing the ball or just putting it in the net on his own, but Marcus Kennedy was on the receiving end of that one.
Quinn Cook with the quick answer. Going to be hearing a lot from him.
Yeah, definitely, Luke. It's a guards game at this point, and even the pros and even high school, college, everywhere. And that's what you have to be looking here is Wanamaker gets into the paint, too strong, unable to finish.
Talk about a guards game, though, showing you right there why you said that, Jude. And now he's going to get rewarded, going to go back to the line. And these are the opportunities that Brotherly Love and DMV need so desperately to really try to separate themselves in the scoreboard.
So many high-energy plays. Haven't gone to Marcus Kennedy since that first possession. Went to him immediately in the post. And since then, a lot of threes, a lot of driving to the lane. As we see some of our first substitutions in this one. Scars and Novar Gadsden checking into the game. Devion Scarborough.
We get hoodie Scars? We're getting hoodie Scars.
And looking at Scars walking in, you know he's ready to play ice cold from range. You just got to make sure that he's solid with the handle and not turning it over, because sometimes gets a little sloppy back and forth on the offensive end, trying to do too much. But in a big game like this, you know he's going to play more sound with more fundamentals.
Absolutely. 20 on the clock. Shot clock unplugged. Quinn Cook sizing up Wanamaker, gets him on his feet, drives in the right-handed layup, just too easy for the NBA champion.
Battling back and forth, Wanamaker and Cook, advantage Cook.
Wanamaker trying to answer quick with 5 on the clock, drives right in, puts up his layup, is good.
Wanamaker right there had Cook just going backwards the entire time, and if you're a defender, that's not a position you want to be in.
Got to get back on transition defense a little quicker as we come to the end of the first quarter, with Philly All-American getting a lead just by 1, 27-26. Stick around here in the Sports Fan Base Network as we have more action when we come back.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Eldion Padulary in Feasterville, Trevose today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back at the start of the second quarter here at the Chase Fieldhouse. DMV starting with the ball, 27-26, already a high-scoring affair, especially for 10-minute quarters. Very interested to see if we get an Elam ending.
I can't believe all that took place in one quarter.
Looking for some highlight reel stuff there. Johnson gets the slam.
Another alley-oop.
Really creating a bond here. Wanamaker and Elise Johnson just getting the oops to go.
Najee Marshall had the hot start. Can't knock down that three. Knocked out of bounds. Going to be Philly ball. Najee Marshall maybe thought it was going to stay DMV. That's why he kind of let it go. Here's Scars now. Hoodie Scars. Trying to make a name for himself even more than he already has. Sizing up his defender. Lost it a bit. Pulls up from three. High arcing three. Just rims out.
Yeah, I think Wayne Jackson was fearful of what Scars was going to do to him right there, because not only does Scars have the athletic advantage over him, but he's got that youth factor in his favor too.
Up to Wanamaker. Wanamaker stops, finds himself wide open, and just too easy. Already started walking away before it went in.
Brad Wanamaker is the man right now. There's no doubt about it.
Quinn Cook, you blink and he scores so quick with the ball.
Really just fighting back and forth between Cook and Wanamaker. And here you go, a little Pro-Am basketball. Getting isolation ball on another player. But Wanamaker unable to knock that one down.
I like the heat check from Wanamaker, just maybe a bit too hot.
Yeah, I feel like he deserves that because he has been just knocking down shots from everywhere right now, but maybe a bit too confident in his abilities.
I like the take. I like the confidence. Getting it into Jackson out in the post. First post touch, really, for this DMV team. Ends up taking a three and knocking it in.
Wayne Jackson has been dominant from beyond the arc. Hit one from the corner early on and just drains it from the far side wing.
Scars getting into the post with Jackson on him, trying to answer anything you can do, I can do better. Spins, crosses him up, puts up the right-handed floater, and it's good. This gym's going nuts.
Every single person in this gym just got out of their seat. Just goes to show you how impressive Scars is.
Jackson trying to answer off the side rim. Scars again. Has no intentions of passing it. There's a three in transition, way off. Rebound Johnson will stay Philly ball.
If anything was going to happen, that was exactly what they needed to happen. Elise Johnson in the perfect place. Another offensive rebound, this time by Novar Gadsden.
Novar looked like he got fouled en route to the rack. Looked like it's just going to be called and out of bounds and will stay Philly ball. Now have a 34-31 lead.
Just looking at Scars, even the start, he's living for the moment. He has the crowd on their feet, going back and forth. Has already gotten Jackson a little bit on skates already, and this is the matchup you like to see here. Scars on Carr.
I think I got a name for Scars tonight. Call him Spark Plug Scars because he's got this entire building electric.
As the entire building sitting right back down after that travel called in the post. A shame to see there. It looks like he's already kind of barking back and forth with Akil Carr clapping in his face, picking him up past half court.
Nice strip there.
Quinn Cook turns around Wanamaker but can't knock down the three.
It's not the shot you want to see if you're Cook. Didn't really get set and just kind of launched it. Novar Gadsden on the other end, the Godfather, as Steve Anderson calls him, going off top shelf.
That's the man I highlighted in the beginning of the game. We need to see more of that out of Novar.
Quick little Euro from Wayne Jackson to answer.
And Jackson really underrated so far to start. He's had a quiet 8 points to start this game, and it's really helping Team DMV.
Knocked down a few tough threes. Scars now with Akil Carr on him. This is the matchup he wants and everybody else wants. Gets stripped by Carr. Picked up, tossed to the corner for Wanamaker. Open from three, way short. The putback, almost a massive jam, and just could not flush it.
Elise Johnson almost just brought me to my knees.
Marshall knocks down the corner three. A lot of corner threes being made for this DMV team as well.
Najee Marshall was ice cold there for a couple minutes, but finding the stroke from beyond the arc there with the easy corner three.
B-Dubs turnaround fade, can't hit it, rolls out. Scars with a one-handed rebound over Akil Carr, brings it back out. Wanamaker with Marshall on him. Scars with Carr. Scars with the hezzy cross, gets him slipping, but almost loses it. Gets it right back, throws up the lob to Camper. He could not finish it though.
Unbelievable, just his ability to move all over the court with speed, it's just relentless.
Tough shot attempt there, missed. Quinn Cook pulls it back out for three, rims out. He's been close on a lot tonight, made a few, but just can't knock down some of them.
That was ugly.
Just a bit of a miscommunication for either end there on the alley-oop attempt. There's Jackson again. His three rimming out as well. Scars has it now, moving the other way.
And Oise Johnson really trying to give his best Derek Jones Jr. impression. They got the dunk contest trying to bring the roof off of this place here at the Chase Fieldhouse.
The Chester native, Derek Jones Jr., would love to see him at some of these Pro-Am games, especially this one. Looks like we have a timeout on the floor. Going to take a short break. When we come back, even more action, more energy. I beg, don't go anywhere. Back out of the other timeout. Looks like DMV starting with it. Quinn Cook to inbound.
Yeah, Quinn Cook, really one of those people that have led this team in points. Cook and Najee Marshall just sort of putting the rest of this DMV roster on their backs. And oh my goodness, Davion Scars goes on the floor. Akil Carr.
You got the coaches for DMV out on the other end. Akil Carr putting on a show, to say the very least. Scars not appreciating it. Looks like we have a technical foul or something on the floor.
Love everything about Scars' game, but he ought to think about spending some time in the weight room after tonight, because that was borderline embarrassing.
Entire gym on their feet. Scars sizing up Carr, trying to drop him as well, spinning, puts up the mid-range and just barely touches the rim, even the backboard.
Fans are actually trickling onto the court here.
Fans and coaches alike. I'm loving the energy from the DMV sideline, if I do say so myself. Need that same energy from the Philly sideline.
This is some actual Pro-Am basketball we have here, boys. Just the fans getting into it, everyone on their feet, cheering on every player. They don't care. They just want to see some action here. And Davion Scars and Akil Carr going back and forth.
Scars with again trying to blow right by Carr. Carr gets a lot, and an offensive foul called on Scars. Questionable, if you ask me.
Obviously, Scars is not going to agree with that, but great job out of him to stay composed, because these fans are kind of in his pocket right now, and he could easily kind of just blow up. But a great way to stay composed. Remember what the grander picture is.
Calling for the ISO already. Scars looking for the rip, can't get it. Carr with it again. The side step knocks it in. They'll count that as a two.
Akil Carr possessed on the offensive end. He doesn't care that he has to go with the Mighty Mouse mentality, because that is feeding him today.
There's a three from the wing. Short offensive rebound, controlled, knocked away. Quinn Cook has it now. Akil Carr staying on the offensive end. Puts up a quick three off there.
A couple sloppy possessions back and forth. I can't fault number 88, Jordan Camper, for putting up that three. He was so wide open. Same here, and he takes care of business. That's number 1, AJ English.
English on the offensive end really has been quiet so far, but that three is helping Brother Love get back into this, down by 2.
Haven't heard from BA in a minute. Driving in now, trying to get his name back in the mix. Gets fouled en route to the rim. Looks like he could have got a foul called on him now past the three-point line.
Exactly. I think that was an excellent call. Quinn Cook was all over him right there, kind of grabbing his jersey, stopping him from driving that lane and getting to the rim.
And one thing I got to say that I love seeing, you may have missed it, some may have seen it, but Scars and Akil Carr both kind of dapping each other up, hugging out past the three-point line. All fun. They get it, putting on a show for everybody. Love to see that, the sportsmanship and whatnot.
That's all what the Brotherly Love League is about. Bring your game, not your name. It's really just all about love, being on the court, playing back and forth with each other. And at the end of the day, we're all brothers, all playing basketball, having fun with it. So that's what you really like to see. And Akil Carr and Davion Scars, just what a show they have put on so far.
Bit of an FYI for you guys, too. Wayne Jackson just made his way back onto the court for DMV, and he's being guarded by Scars. It's an absolute mismatch in favor of DMV. I got to see if they're going to expose that.
He kind of held that hand up as soon as he noticed Scars was on him. Najee Marshall, though, looks like he's going to take it himself with Brandon Austin on him, slipping through the lane and gets the and one to go.
That's grown man strength on the far side block for Najee Marshall. Was getting mugged by Brandon Austin down there. And he just got big and went to the paint and finished.
And Najee Marshall has been fantastic playing in the Jordan 11s. I say it a few times whenever I see guys playing in retro Jordans. You don't often see it, so I respect it when it happens in a way.
Yeah, I respect the shoe game comment, Luke. Not many people notice it, and I really enjoy that you pointed that out because Marshall he came earlier on in the Brotherly Love League and was wearing Jordans too, and he just loves his Jordans playing out in them.
I do my homework. What can I say?
A lot
Tough
of these
mid-range
guys,
too there.
they love that look good, feel good, play good aspect. You know, all three facets of the game. If they're going, you're going to play well.
Marshall has been playing pretty well. Pulls it back out, dumps it in the lane. Scars just picks it off, pushing the pace a bit, gets by him, and just an easy in-transition layup.
And Davion Scars on the defensive end has really shown out, and he's having a mismatch. Like Steve said earlier on, Wayne Jackson is a lot taller than him, and you have the oop here, a little bit errant, but Davion Scars really hustling on the defensive end.
Ball will be in possession of Philly. Quinn Cook didn't agree with it, but too late for that now. About a minute 46 left. Quick three, top of the key, off to the left of the rim.
Too strong out of the hands of A.J. English. It's almost a better defensive tactic right now for DMV to allow Brotherly Love to shoot these open threes. They're not knocking them down.
Quinn Cook trying to take some notes from when he played a few years with Steph Curry, taking out from Curry range. Couldn't get it. Novar with the right-handed layup past Marshall is good.
Soaring like Superman right to the rim. No one's going to stop Novar in that situation.
Marshall with Scars on him now. Trying to size him up. Gets by him, loses the ball though. Scrum in the corner. Marshall comes up with it, thought about a three, dumps it off to Cook in the paint. Over to Jackson, taking his time to wing. Three off though.
And that's a once-in-a-blue moon type of opportunity there. You don't see Wayne Jackson missing a wide-open three, and Novar Gatson with the step back. Not enough there.
I'd love to comment on Wayne Jackson real quick because he did make a couple early threes, but he's not your prototypical three-point shooter. I feel like he was almost playing a bit over his head early. Now he needs to kind of come back down to earth.
A beautiful touchdown pass to Quinn Cook. Doesn't count for 6, only for 2 though. Looks like B.A. going to take the wing three quick and splash.
I think B.A. might stand for something else that I can't say on air right now. Brandon Austin is on fire.
Quinn Cook moving the other way. Takes a lot of mid-range too. Lackadaisical defense taking advantage with about 24 on the clock now in the second quarter.
Quinn Cook really getting those easy pick-me-up points. Not really being guarded too well, so comes sort of with ease on the offensive end, especially with the pedigree and style of play that he has to his name.
Brandon Austin seems content with taking it all the way right now. I'm going to see if he's able to finish.
Gets an open look and doesn't miss on the head of Najee Marshall. As Marshall just tosses up a three-quarters court heave, can't get it to go, and at the end of the first half, 51-48. What a half.
That's how you send your team into halftime right there.
Brandon Austin looks at the crowd. He puts out one finger, 2, 3. Give me that, he says. Pulls up from deep range. Isolation ball on Najee Marshall. And B.A. is getting hot from deep.
I mean, I would try and pick out 1 or 2 guys from either side who has really kind of excelled, but it's been the entire team. Both sides have just been fantastic, scoring at an unbelievably efficient rate. 51-48 in one half of play is phenomenal. I love the energy tonight. It has just been absolutely perfect.
You make a great point, Luke, and I'm talking specifically about Brotherly Love. They played so well as a team together tonight. Novar Gatson, Brad Wanamaker, A.J. English, Marcus Kennedy, Brandon Austin, even Jordan Camper, all making shots when they've been called upon. Same when it comes to DMV, but they don't have as many guys stepping up. And I do think that for Brotherly Love, that could be what ultimately helps them win this game. When you can depend on any guy on your team to make a shot, it really helps you out.
Yeah, for Philly and Team Brotherly Love, just looking at it, everybody on their team is in the scorebooks. Looking back at it, they really just move the ball around, and yeah, they feed off the energy going isolation ball, but that's what Pro-Am basketball is about. You got to feed off the crowd. You have to have them on your side. On the other side for DMV, it's kind of a 1 to 3 man show between Quinn Cook, Wayne Jackson, Akil Carr. And then Najee Marshall back and forth, and he gets hot, then he goes cold. Gets hot and then goes cold. So what you'd like to see is Najee Marshall get a little bit hot in this second half, and that's what I'm really excited for. But they have to get more people involved.
We're going to send it down to Emily Cochran now, our sideline reporter.
All right, Coach, what an electric game so far. So much energy from both teams. It seems like it's a fun night out there tonight. But obviously the game is extremely neck and neck. What do you need to do to pull ahead tonight?
Well, right now in the first half, we just wanted to have fun, get the fans something to cheer about, and get this building electric, which we accomplished that in the first half. Second half, we're gonna play a little bit more Philly-style basketball, punching inside, play the mismatches inside, outside. But overall, we just want to have fun. We're gonna tighten up a little bit on defense and get a couple of stops, because this is more like an all-star game than a real game. But of course, we want to win at the same time.
And as I mentioned, so much talent tonight. But what sets this specific Team Brotherly Love apart from the rest?
The amount of talent we have at the guard position. I think Philadelphia has the best wings anywhere around the world. So we got a bunch of wings with Brad and AJ and Novar and Scar and BA. MK is even like a wing because he could do it all. He could shoot the ball and everything else. So we got tons of mismatches out there, along with Alize Johnson that could do everything. So we got tons of mismatches, and I think that presents a problem for anybody.
All right, well, good luck in the second half. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Emily. I love the halftime interview from Coach there. Highlighted everything so well. Can't wait to see the Philly basketball in the second half.
Exactly, and I think he said exactly what it means, but I can tell you what it means on the roster. It means Jordan Camper and Marcus Kennedy are going to be getting a lot of opportunities down low, because those guys are trees amongst lilies, as I like to say, and they're going to be able to take full advantage of that.
Yeah, Philly Brotherly Love, they definitely have the girth and size advantage on the offensive end. Even Novar Gadsden has a lot more size than what this DMV team has, so you really have to look at it. Jordan Camper, a little bit quiet on the offensive end, but has been capitalizing on the defensive end, and that's really what he is, kind of a defensive specialist on that side. So we love to see this Brotherly Love team working action. I mean, they play in the same league all year. They have to have chemistry, and they talk all the time. So that's what's going to be hard for DMV. Yeah, they're from the same area. Yeah, they come from all around the area, from that DC area, but they don't play together as much as this Brotherly Love roster does.
If you thought that first half was full of energy, you're going to have to stick around for this second half here on the Sports Fan Base Network.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Eldion Padulary in Feasterville, Trevose today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
right, welcome back, everybody. Gonna get the second half underway soon. A few performances going on right now, but I can't wait for it. What do you guys have to look for?
Honestly, I'm ready to look for DMV to try and get all their players in the scorebook. They have a four-man crew between Wayne Jackson, Najee Marshall, Quinn Cook, and Akil Carr, but really it's sort of just a two-man show when coming with energy between Quinn Cook and Akil Carr, but they really need to get other people involved. Joe Hampton, I haven't even called his name once today, and Jeff Allen been very quiet, made one shot early on and hasn't really done anything else, so DMV really needs to figure out their offense or they're going to lose this game. Down by 3 right now.
When it comes to brotherly love, we talked about it and so did their coach before we went back to a momentary break, but they're going to be playing Philly basketball, working down low. So I highlighted guys like Marcus Kennedy, Jordan Camper, and Jude was so kind as to highlight Novar Gatson too. Novar Gatson can absolutely work with his back to the basket, but Jordan Camper is a guy who we've seen on a nightly basis every Tuesday and Thursday perform well on both sides of the ball. So if they're thinking the way I'm thinking, they should be utilizing him just as much as Novar and Marcus Kennedy.
Yeah, we know exactly what these guys can do. I'm real excited, I gotta say, to see Philly basketball this second half. A lot of Marcus Kennedy. Maybe DMV tries to answer going to Joe Hampton. I believe he may have gotten a rebound. So I do remember calling his name once, but he really has not been much on the offensive end. Going to see more from him. I assume we're going to see more from Jeff Allen, their tallest player. Going to see him in the post, kind of match the post energy of Philly.
Yeah, I mean, even Wayne Jackson's going to be a monster. If he wanted to play some defense down low, he could certainly match those guys' height and not as much width, but he can hold his own. But he hasn't shown really a testament and a want to get down low. He's been outside at the perimeter.
I can guarantee we're going to see some more one-on-one, some big energy. Everyone's getting up. Phones are coming out. Akil Carr, Scars, Najee Marshall, all those guys, going to see them work that perimeter, the sidestep threes. So don't think just because we're talking about Philly basketball and everything that kind of one-on-one, that highlight reel stuff is going to go away. That will definitely be apparent in this second half. We should be starting soon. Going to take another short break. When we come back, second half action. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody, to the Chase Fieldhouse here in Wilmington, Delaware, home of the Delaware Bluecoats, affiliate of the Philadelphia 76ers. A few big names played for the Bluecoats that now play with the Sixers, Shake Milton, Paul Reed, Isaiah Joe, just to name a few. And some of these guys here tonight trying to make a name for themselves in the same arena that those guys did. Second half should be starting shortly. Everyone kind of taking the floor. Very excited.
Real quickly before this inbound takes place, I just wanted to comment on the fact that a lot of downtime over that halftime period, so I'm interested to see which team can kind of get their legs back under them quicker, because it's going to be a big deal in telling who can get on a quicker run.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Luke. Trying to make a name for themselves here at the Bluecoats Arena. And with that downtime that Steve mentioned, these guys aren't pros. They're not playing every single day, practicing every single day. So will they be tight coming off the bench? Who knows? Maybe they'll be a little bit lackadaisical to start it. But coming out firing DMV, that'll be Jeff Allen hitting the first shot.
I believe Steve was mentioning how he could see him becoming a force in the second half, already starting out first possession of the second half. B-Dub trying to get him right back, gets fouled on the way up by Jeff Allen. Going to head to the line for two now.
Wanamaker picking up exactly where he left off in the first half with being in control on offense. Now getting to the line, an early trip for Brotherly Love here in the second half, and that's a trend that they're absolutely going to want to keep up.
Yeah, shout out Brad Wanamaker for also coming out this Thursday afternoon, playing for Team Brotherly Love, actually in the Brotherly Love Proam. They came out with a win, and we had some technical difficulties on the live stream, but for people that didn't see it, Brad Wanamaker, 25.7 rebounds, really showed out on the offensive and defensive end, just pulling in boards left and right and really putting his name out there for the Brotherly Love Pro-Am.
At times you could hear the in-play announcer kind of saying, B-Dub, this ain't fair. This ain't fair. We're not doing pro moves here.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say, I believe we could exactly quote him as saying no pro moves, which was one of the funniest lines I've heard this entire tournament.
He's putting on the pro moves tonight. Here's Brandon Austin, though, trying to skip through the lane. Ends up in the hands of Marcus Kennedy. Right back to Wanamaker. His corner three. Nothing but net.
And Wanamaker, too easy. You just can't let someone open from the corner that much. Like, he's going to knock that down 10 out of 10 times.
Quinn Cook, what a nice move from Quinn Cook. The quick switch to the left hand made all the difference.
Yeah, Quinn Cook proving, too, that Brad Wanamaker may be able to do it all on offense right now as Wanamaker throws up another one. Unlucky there on the shot, but Quinn Cook going to tell Brad Wanamaker just to take it a bit easy because Quinn Cook still got it in his bag, too.
Marshall not taking it easy, dumping it right off the almost dunk from Joe Hampton, saying his name.
Yeah, finally, the first time we're calling Hampton's number all day, and he's been quiet on the offensive end. Hasn't even got that much action as he just gets backdoor there from Marcus Kennedy. Getting a little bit big over Allen, and Kennedy starting off hot in the second half.
That Philly basketball, Steve?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what their coach highlighted at halftime. Marcus Kennedy, he's going to be a problem for DMV. Just believe that.
Too long there. Offensive rebound right over to Quinn Cook. What a find from Joe Hampton. Doesn't score, but has an impact.
The no-looker from Hampton to a cutting Cook comes with ease, putting a little bit of spice on that pass.
I mean, honestly, we didn't say Joe Hampton's name. He ends up with a bucket, an assist, and causes a turnover on the defensive end, and now has it in the post on Marcus Kennedy, trying to get by him, and gets fouled on the way up. Got him right on the arm, it seemed.
Yeah, it looked like Marcus Kennedy was going for clean defense, trying to get that hand up, but it just so happened that his guy was bringing himself up, too, to go take a shot, and he was just in the wrong place.
Yeah, just those casual now sort of NBA offensive draw fouls that you see all the time now. It's sort of turn around, throw your arms up at the defender, and you'll get the foul because how are you supposed to call that? It's a foul, but the offense is initiating it, so it's really hard. And what they've sort of done now in the modern NBA is they don't allow the offensive player to draw the foul on the defender. Like, the defender has to make a move because these players are getting so good at what they do, and you can draw a foul 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, the Devin Bookers, the Donovan Mitchells of the world.
Glad they cut down on those this past year. B.A. trying to do it himself right now. Double team comes over at the top of the key, dribbles out of it, puts up, looks like a long two. Doesn't matter, doesn't go in. Quinn Cook moving the other way now.
DMV really starting to favor the double team. You got to wonder if that was something they pushed and really forced at halftime to change their luck.
The toilet bowl three rattles in for Quinn Cook.
Run DMV. Coming out firing in this second half, but Quinn Cook gets backdoored and burnt on the near side block.
And Brad Wanamaker. Quinn Cook trying to answer right back. Too long on that three. Looks like we have a foul called on the floor. I believe it's on Phillies' Brad Wanamaker because he's kind of having a discussion with the official, not agreeing with it, and it will stay DMV ball.
These referees already becoming a bit more involved in the second half, and I can't necessarily fault them because it's such a closely contested game. You don't want to allow guys to just get clear advantages on fouls that are taking place. So I can't fault the officials.
Allen tries to rise up, can't get it. Johnson now with it. Haven't called his name much except for a few alley-oop finishes, I believe.
Yeah, Steve, also you mentioned the fouls being called a little bit more as Johnson's finally able to finish inside. That's what we see every Tuesday and Thursdays to kind of turn it up at the end and at halftime, as finishing on the other side is Hampton again.
He may have heard us at half saying we haven't called his name because it feels like we've called his name more than anybody in this second half. Johnson now with Marshall on him, sizing him up, giving him space. No one in the paint, rises up, and an air ball. Interesting decision there because nobody was in the paint. He could have took him off the dribble, had a wide open look at the rim.
Yeah, I can't say I love that out of Johnson right there. He had room to his left and his right to make moves. He's got to improve.
Marshall tried to get the crowd back on his side. BA trying to do the same thing, loses it, no travel called. Quick skip pass into the lane, gets picked off. Pushing the pace now. Marshall with it again, flies in, doesn't go for the dunk. Easy layup this time.
That was Jeff Allen playing like a cornerback out there. I don't think the guy on Brotherly Love saw that at all.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Luke.
My apologies, but have a timeout on the floor. 65-62. I believe DMV, yes, DMV now leads. Stick around here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Welcome back out of the timeout. Philly starting with it. Quick corner three. Good.
Cash, money for Brotherly Love right there. Out of a break, too.
Out of the break. That's huge because it seemed like DMV was going on a bit of a run. English with the three on the other end. DMV now. Hampton has it again. Over to Quinn Cook. Back to Hampton. Hampton has space. Not going to take the three with Kennedy on him. Takes the mid-range two. Steps in. Rolls right on top of the rim and out.
Hampton's really trying to get into his bag now in this third quarter. It was really quiet in that first half. We keep egging that on, but he didn't even touch the ball in the first half, so it's exciting to see that as Wanamaker puts up an errant shot.
Marcus Kennedy on the floorboard, can't hit it off the quick putback jumper.
Two chops at the log right there, and neither time does it split. That's tough for Brotherly Love.
Quinn Cook with BA on him now, going to bring it back out, call for an ISO, taking him on. And looks like a foul called on Brandon Austin as Quinn Cook drives to the lane.
Yeah, you can't do that, guys.
A little bit of a wrap-up. Hey, come on now. You got to let that slide sometimes, Steve. It's physical basketball. They allowed that in the 90s.
Here in 2022, a bit away from the 90s. I think a ref would have called that if he was standing up here. Quinn Cook going to rise up for three. Has no time to drive in. That one falls.
That was from the Camden zip code.
Unconscious from three, Quinn Cook, and really just showing out all game and trying to answer his English. Not enough there.
Saved by Marshall. Right back to Cook. Maybe feeling himself now. Bringing it up the court with that swagger. Takes it from the logo, and it's good.
Quinn Cook getting everybody on their feet. Luke and Steve, I can't believe the energies he's played with all game and just showing why he's the top dog here at the Chase Fieldhouse.
Quinn Cook squeezing lemons all over Brotherly Love right now because they're sour.
AJ English doesn't need a three. Going to take the easy two. Blows right by Quinn Cook, but Quinn Cook moving back the other way. Three in stride off the rim and out.
Oh, he checked there for Cook, and that's necessary. You're making threes from nearly the logo. Why not shoot it? You feel like you can hit from everywhere.
That was a valid heat check. Was wide open, it felt, right at that NBA three-point line. English trying to score again, gets by and puts up the floater. Almost a putback by Johnson. English comes up with it again, puts up the three now. That one's money.
English was able to get to his right hand on that initial shot attempt, too. He got exactly what he wanted, just didn't fall, gets his own rebound, and then able to finish on a three.
Najee Marshall had the ball at his shoes and almost finished with the layup. Stripped at half court. Kennedy gets it back, though. Wanamaker finds himself wide open, takes a dribble, and knocks it down easily.
Study long, study wrong, and that Brad Wanamaker did not do. He just put it up right away, zero thought to it, and it paid off.
Another timeout on the floor. Philly regains the lead, 72-71. We'll be right back here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Back out of the timeout, 72-71. Philly leads with $1:20 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, really looking at this DMV team as they play excellent defense until the ball gets beyond the arc, and they just kind of let up wide open threes. A 6-0 run for this brotherly love team. Back-to-back deep threes from Wanamaker and English, as English gets the steal here. Out in transition, he's going to get an easy wide open three again. Rattles in and out.
He liked that one, kind of looked at himself, thought he should have had it. Quinn Cook spins in the lane, can't hit the layup, doesn't even get the rim. Philly moving the other way. Johnson has it now, over to English, same spot and same result, just way off. Johnson with the long floorboard.
To branch off of what Jude had mentioned earlier about this kind of back and forth matchup, there's been lead changes galore, especially right now in this second half. I think we're up to 3 lead changes.
Simple fake pass from Quinn Cook, gets him the easy look at the rim. Novar dumps it off to English, over to Kennedy, loses it, thought it could have been a travel. Johnson dumps it off to Novar, and Novar finally finishes at the rim.
Novar down low, exactly what Jude had pointed out, an area in which he needs to become more comfortable.
Marshall, just a missed opportunity there, was right at the rim, 12 seconds. Philly holds a 1-point lead, going to hold for the last shot as well.
And DMV's trying to feed off the paint points, but they're not replicating what Brotherly Love's doing, and Quinn Cook's the only one scoring in the paint. He's your smallest player behind Akil Carr, and we have a foul here on Marshall.
Yeah, a bit too physical there. Not going to count the shot, did not give him the gather. So with 1.2, probably a good foul, kind of make him reset in the out of bounds.
Wanamaker with a prayer there. A shot you only see go down in horse, and he's probably going to want that one back, or at least wish that it was still in play.
Was trying to give the whole DMV team H. Gets it right back, gets it off, just barely grazes the rim, does not go in. At the end of the third quarter, 74-73, Philly leads DMV. Fourth quarter on the way, don't go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Welcome back at the start of the fourth quarter. A tight-knit game, 75-73. Philly barely holding on to this lead. Down most of that third quarter. Lucky to be up in this one, I feel.
Philly went on a little bit of a run there at the end of that third quarter, and really exciting for them to sort of get the three ball going. They are getting a lot of wide open looks, and this is where they also have been feeding Marcus Kennedy in the paint, and that's what you love to see if you're a Brotherly Love fan.
Very good to see him get his post touch. He probably feels happy as well. Starting to heat up possibly. Has Hampton on him. Hampton calling for it. Gets it on Marcus Kennedy. Looking to answer immediately. Backing him down. Tight defense from Kennedy. Post fade. Just way off.
And those are the kind of shots where the people in the stands kind of just duck and look for cover at that point because you have no idea where those air balls are going to go. And great defense there from Kennedy. And we love a little isolation ball with the big men.
Kennedy gets on the play. No foul call there. Felt like it should have been. Didn't seem like Kennedy leaned into it. Felt like Hampton went into it and should have been a foul call in my mind. But I'm loving the physical defense and offense in the post on either end.
Yeah, the defense going back and forth, fighting against each other, not giving an inch now. And this is where you'll see the actual pro-style defense pick up here towards the fourth quarter when the game gets extremely close and no easy buckets. But for English, just a nice little finger roll into the paint.
English has been the guy for this Philly team in the second half, and that was just a pretty layup there. Quinn Cook looking to answer, rolls around, can't find a home. Wanamaker comes up with it, moving the other way, has Novar on his left. Going to take it himself, skipping through the defense. Can't find a home. And DMV moving the other way. 2-on-2 break. Marshall has it. Going to go right by, taking himself, gets stripped, comes up with it again. Dumps it right back off to Hampton. And it's just kind of a flail and a scrum for the ball. No real rhythm there. Just felt very sloppy on either end.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of a bailout foul call. A little too much is going on here as GM Novar Gatzett is complaining about that a little bit, saying, come on, man. It's just quality defense at the end of the day, and Marcus Kennedy really upset with that. But you got to just roll with the punches at this point if you're Brotherly Love. You have a 6-point lead, and you're really firing on all cylinders from beyond the arc, and that's the big thing. And for this DMV team, they can't find it within the paint, besides for Quinn Cook cutting and finding easy buckets, and that's not what you want to see there, a missed free throw from Hampton.
Yeah, just not the time either for the officials, it feels, to start calling ticky-tack stuff. Keep calling it physical and just let the guys play. It's what the fans are here to see. That's what they're here to do. And we have a bit of some discussions at the scorers table, it seems, between one of the coaches for the DMV team. And looks like Quinn Cook and Akil Carr are now over there having discussions with the scorers table right by our Alexis and Emily sideline reporters.
Yeah, Akil Carr has been on the bench for all of the second half so far. And same thing with Davion Scars, who's been there. And Akil Carr not too happy with some of the calls going on. And he's talking to one of the staff members back and forth, chirping a little banter. And it's all love at the end of the day. You know that tempers are flying back and forth, and the energy's high right now at this point. And with the people in the stadium, they haven't really had anything to go on their feet yet, but there's a lot of tension between both of these teams right now. They're all friends, of course, but this is a competitive game at the end of the day. Your goal is to win.
No matter how good of friends you are, you still want to win. We'll say a bit surprised have not seen much of Scars and Akil Carr after the show they were putting on in that first quarter. But nonetheless, Philly with the ball now. Marcus Kennedy battling with Hampton in the post. Gets it now in the post. Hampton guarding him very well. Kennedy keeping his pivot foot alive. Just throwing one off the backboard, and another foul call. This DMV bench is irate. And a technical foul being handed out to one of the coaches. Not happy is an understatement.
I believe they're going to get Carr in it because he's out in the middle of the court, even in front of the free throw line, still talking to the refs, complaining with the towel, throwing it around, putting his hands up, and it's just something you don't want to see. He's not even moving. He's not even allowing the technical free throw to happen. As you see, he's just kind of standing there saying, come on, man.
I have not seen this move, standing in front of the man taking the free throw to prevent the free throw from happening. Looks like he's talking to AJ English. You know, it seems playfully, but honestly, I was going to say, if he's telling English don't take the free throw, it seems out of English his own control, because if he's getting a free throw, he's going to take the free throw.
And we're trying to figure it out here. The refs are really trying to keep this game under control, and Novar, of course, trying to figure it all out and blowing of the whistle. The refs are taking over this at this point. It's getting a little bit out of hand. You just got to let it go. Are they going to take away the technical free throw? That's something new where if you complain enough, it's going to go away.
I mean, truthfully, you don't often see officials in any sport say, my bad, we'll negate that, but just saw it here today. So you can leave here saying that you saw something you've never seen before.
You got to think at this point, because Brotherly Love has a decent lead, up 6 points right now, potentially 7 with Kennedy at the line, but you got to just think that the Brotherly Love players are just like, it's not worth the complaining, just play.
Exactly. Right back to basketball. Quinn Cook trying to set the tone. Easy layup with that Philly defense. Just non-existent right there. Trying to move back on the offensive end. English controlling it as he has this second half with Marshall on him, sizing him up at the top of the key. Tries to get by him, succeeds, puts up the layup and gets it to go.
That is a tough bucket there from English. Najee Marshall, the best defender on the court, and at the other end, Jackson with the left-handed finish, right, but nice little touch at the rim.
Good adjustment from Jackson in the air. Had the intentions of slamming that one home. Went to the quick layup when he realized he could not. English again with it, trying to take over. Dumps it off. What a pass into the post to Johnson. Right back out to English. The contested three. Top of the key. Short. Rebound Jackson for DMV.
And this is where DMV needs to slow everything down. A lot of isolation ball, and ball is poked out of bounds. Novar Gatson on the defensive end, showing what he can do out here, playing defense, never giving up on the play, fully pressing Jackson on the other end. And that's what you love to see if you're Brotherly Love.
A lot of NBA talent here. Do not forget about Novar, the Godfather, Gatson. He can play. Wanamaker, contested three, short. Good closeout from Quinn Cook, who comes up with the long floorboard. Going to stop and pop for a three. Top of the key, knocks it in.
Cook is just putting on a clinic. He is cooking some nice food in the kitchen tonight. From deep at three, Wanamaker answers the three-point shot from Cook, though.
It may not have been worth three, but it feels like it should have been the spin through two. Gets him the easy layup. Quinn Cook up and under. Can't get it to go. No foul call. He's still on the floor, just slowly getting back up. Seems to be okay. Wanamaker dumps it off to B.A. B.A. right back to Wanamaker. Wanamaker drives in, dumps it back off. Novar, his three, wide open, good.
The Godfather Gatson from three, the near side wing, cash out, Novar Gatson.
Looked like a take foul there from English, no harm. Just wanted to get Scars back into the game.
And this is what we love to see here. Wanamaker going to sub out, and Scars with 6:18 to go. They got a sizable lead, up by 6 still, so 2-possession game, and kind of a 3-possession if you think about it. 2 threes ties this, but for the majority, you're not going to be hitting those threes. And Najee Marshall says, well, let's make this a little bit closer, 87-83.
Had a quick first step there. We haven't seen much. Usually tries to use his body to get a better look at the rim. Like the usage of it there. English, long three, way off the backboard there. Quinn Cook comes up with it, trying to split through the entire defense. Succeeds, dumps it off to Marshall. Marshall up and under layup, just narrowly misses. Back to English, quick pass up to Novar. Out of the hands, or out of the reach, excuse me, of Novar. Going to be DMV ball.
Yeah, it's Luke, something we haven't really seen all day, besides the first couple minutes, is uncharacteristic turnovers, kind of just throwing it away. That was one that we haven't seen really all day as Quinn Cook launches from the stratosphere. Too strong there.
Good to see Scars back in the game. Feels like an energy move from the Philly team, and I love it. Wanamaker has it now in the corner, blows by him, gets stripped from behind by Marshall, ends up in the hands of Scars, who just knocks down the three like nothing.
Davion Scars, the kid who's been living in the Pro-Am all summer, gets the invite here today, and he has been on fire.
There's Allen. Looked like it was knocked out of bounds and will stay DMV ball. Heard from Jeff Allen the very beginning of the second half and have not since. He may want to get himself going, but maybe too late. Hampton just takes it strong to the rim and gets fouled. Called on Marcus Kennedy.
You see, I feel like for the refs, this is a no-win situation. Call foul on DMV, DMV complaints. Call foul on Brotherly Love complaints. And there's just a lot of back-and-forth chit-chat going when they just got to put their head down and play. Like, you have to realize the fouls are going to happen. And at this point, it's also keeping the game a little bit entertaining still, because with the amount of missed free throws that we've seen, like, it's crazy to me. It's still, the free throws aren't determining the game.
A lot of missed free throws, you're right, but that's just a tough position for the officials. I mean, like you said, you really can't win. It's a lose-lose. It's a shame, but, I mean, they signed up for it, so you got to expect it. Not many times both teams are going to be your friends. Maybe one time one side is going to be on your side, but right now neither side is. Scars just almost wedges that one into the rim, way off on that attempt. Marshall comes up with it, moving the other way, behind the back, trying to get past the defense. Puts up a tough layup and gets it in over Kennedy.
Kennedy and Scars on his left hip, but he's too strong for both of them and is able to find the hoop.
Good ball fake from Wanamaker. Opens up an easy post fade for him. 92-87 with about 4:35 left in the game.
Wanamaker had me looking in the corner for the ball for BA, but an excellent fake there and just a nice little turnaround pop shot.
Quinn Cook taking on Scars now, rises above him, tried the bank, is closed though. Wanamaker ends up with it, gonna take his time up court. Has Cook on him, looks like an ISO here, rises up for three, off, had the entire paint again, just did not take it. Quinn Cook, pass right up to Allen, who flushes it.
Well, there you go, haven't really called Allen's name, and you just said it 2 possessions ago, and there you go, a nice little dunk. Just sort of ease the nerves for him, and maybe we could see him get back into this.
I'm just trying to get everybody touches. What can I say? BA blows right by Allen, but gets swatted away. Going up, no foul call, and just great hands from Allen there.
Well, you heard of the broadcasting jinx. Have you heard a little bit of the broadcasting luck? You say something and it happens.
And a foul. Don't know if they're going to count the shot. They will not, but a good ball fake from Devion Scars gets Marshall on his feet.
Yeah, Devion Scars, just you have to realize he's 19 out here playing with NBA pros.
Unbelievable.
Najee Marshall in the NBA on the New Orleans Pelicans, and he's being guarded by him because they're scared that he's going to do something against them. He's one of the most electrifying athletes on the floor, and he's only 19.
A bright future ahead of him, no doubt in my mind. Marshall gets stripped, no foul call, right up to BA, who flies in and gets the layup. No foul call, but the two will do just fine.
Yeah, and Brotherly Love is going to say, I'll take that. I'll take it. Maybe it was a foul, maybe it wasn't, but they didn't call it on the floor, so we're going to keep playing.
DMV wanted a foul on the steal, obviously did not get it. Jeff Allen just loses it, and it looks like it will be Philly ball.
And I understand where DMV's coming from, a little bit upset. B.A. Brandon Austin was mugging Allen in the corner there.
Absolutely. I mean, this 94-89 with 3:21. It's going to be an exciting finish. I don't want to keep harping on it, but I got to mention it because it's been some iffy calls. You see Akil Carr running out there talking to the official. I don't want the officials to turn this into their show, into their game. Let them play. If you're leaning on the side, you're kind of in the middle of physical or ticky-tack, go physical. It's always the better move, especially in this close game.
Well, you saw it in the second and third quarter. They didn't really call much. In the first quarter, they were blowing the whistle, but the second and third quarter, nothing, and that's when the fans were really into it, getting off their feet and cheering these players on. And Akil Carr is just kind of funny watching him because he is pretty short. We assume he's around 5'5", and all the refs are taller than him, so he's going up to them, looking up and yelling, saying, how are you going to call this? And it's kind of just funny to watch with Akil Carr getting a little bit angry.
I respect him going and riding for his guys, just trying to get them calls and whatnot. Don't want them to get the bad end of the stick.
Yeah, trying to back his boys up. He's not going to give anything up.
Wanamaker, the left-handed scoop layup, made that look very easy.
Brad Wanamaker, I feel like every point he scores is so quiet. Like, he probably is the leading scorer for this brotherly love team, but you wouldn't even expect it.
Had a lot of good threes, just capitalizing on his open looks. Quinn Cook trying to do the same. High arcing floater, just kisses right off the glass.
You know who hasn't been quiet today, Luke? Quinn Cook. He has been feasting all day, and he's done it every way. A mid-range shot from deep three, from the logo even, and inside the paint, floater. Give it to him, anything. He could cook anything in the kitchen.
That logo three was something special. Alize Johnson checks back into the game, but English controls it with Marshall on him. Gives it up to Brandon Austin. Austin, near half court, gets stripped, ends up with the ball, not going to be backcourt. Getting hounded in the backcourt, and just too good of defense from Jeff Allen.
Allen getting a little bit upset that they haven't been getting calls, and Austin was just the one that poked the ball out of bounds, and they got the call on the far side corner. And you see a little bit of pushing, shoving here between Austin and Allen and talking, and the ref has to try and get in between them. And you don't want to see that here. This is a charity event where you bring people out to come and watch you, and it's just not in character of them. I know it's getting back and forth. People are upset with the calls, but you just have to fight through it. It's all for fun and games with this basketball game. And BA and Jeff Allen need to just take a seat for a second and cool off.
It's not worth it either. In such a close game, you're only down by 5 with 2:30 left.
And they keep fighting in it.
Exactly. You'd rather have bragging rights come out with a win than you would say, oh, I won a fight that got me thrown out, and possibly the event ended early where there was no real winner.
And
That's just me, though.
Yeah, another funny thing. Akil Carr back on the court on the other end, backing up his boys. He's ready to go to war for these DMV boys.
I love it. I respect it so much. Quinn Cook getting hounded by English. Gets right by him, puts up the right-handed layup, and it's good.
Is there anything that Cook cannot do? Like, he's blown by every defender on this Brotherly Love roster. He's probably hit a 3 on everyone, and he'd probably have multiple Instagram posts at this point, and he's just feasting.
Loses it, does Wanamaker. Ends up with it, gets it over to Johnson, knocked in the air. Marcus Kennedy finds it on the floor. Right back over into the corner for English. His 3, good.
This Brotherly Love team, they give up a couple easy points here and there, and then they just come back, say, thanks for the wide open 3. We'll just get that lead that you tried to cut down back.
Najee Marshall tried to draw the foul on the 3, doesn't get it. Rebound, Philly. BA over to English, over to Wanamaker, deep 3 off the side of the rim. Floorboard out to Austin again, wide open, and cashes in. This one is getting out of hand.
He puts his hands together, sending out a prayer for this DMV roster because it is raining 3s, basically putting the nail in the coffin on this DMV roster. A lot of chirping back and forth between both rosters. You see Davion Scars giving a little wave saying, goodbye, this is our court, you're in our town. And Brandon Austin nails it.
Everyone kind of making way for the exits. I don't believe it's over. They may all believe it's over because he's still got a $1:24 left. Yes, Philly's up by 9, 102-93. But, I mean, they got Quinn Cook. DMV's got some fantastic players. Quinn Cook is fantastic. He's been amazing tonight. He could score 9 points like that all by himself.
And they have the best defender on the floor, Najee Marshall. I understand I gave that spiel nail in the coffin, but never over until it's over, unless you're down by 20 with a minute left. Of course, then you got to be maybe it's...
That's a little different. That's a little different. Still single digits, 124. Too much talent to be given up as well. Too much talent.
It's a 9-point lead, and Quinn Cook cut it from a 7-point lead to a 3-point lead within 20 seconds. So that's 5 points in 20 seconds. So you really just have to have faith in your boys. And, I mean, a lot of the people here are Philly born and raised and are watching because they're part of the Philly team, and they think that they won. And what a crazy story that'd be if they left and then they find out 20 minutes later that they gave up the lead.
It would be reminiscent of that Miami Heat playoff series, and everybody left and tried to get back in. And there's Quinn Cook very quickly scoring a 2. If they can get a stop and another score, we have ourselves a ball game.
And what I want to see for Brotherly Love is not really just run the clock out. I want to see them try and score here because that's no fun. Like, I know you guys are trying to play for this trophy here, but play a little bit with action here, with a high alert.
Keep the energy going. English has it now. Been the primary ball controller and scorer, trying to keep that going, and does with the net barely moving on that make 3.
That was ice cold from English. He just looks at the crowd and says, I am him.
Gotta say, up by 10 now with 48 seconds. Foul called on the floor, but that felt like the nail in the coffin.
Now leaving seems a little bit more justified. But, like, you come out here, watch all these guys play and give their heart out. And I personally am a guy that loves to stay till the very last buzzer. Even if my team, let's say baseball up by 10 runs, basketball up by 20, football you're up by 50. Like, I'm a guy that loves to just stay and watch it and just watch all the action unfold because you never know when a highlight play is going to happen.
Absolutely. We could have a posterizing dunk, one of the best dunks we've ever seen within these next 48 seconds. That's why I'm still here. That's why I'm still waiting for it to happen. I'm holding on hope. But Quinn Cook at the line, getting the free throws, can cut it to an 8-point lead. But the way this Philly team has been knocking down shots the entire game feels like the story, just have not missed their opportunities. We've caught a lot of brotherly love Pro-Am games where teams have had such great looks the entire game but just couldn't cash in on most of them, and that's why they lost. This Philly team, the exact opposite, had their looks and executed them almost every single time.
Yeah, and then it's a game of runs. We've talked about it all year in the Brotherly Love Pro-Am League, that these teams always go on runs, but when Brotherly Love would let DMV go on a run, they go on a run of their own. They wouldn't let the game get close, and they kept going back and forth in action, keeping that 6-point buffer, and that really helps them just keep a lead. And we have a whistle here with 39 seconds. 105-97 is the score.
It will end up being DMV ball. Quinn Cook going to get it. Looking for a quick shot, drives in, dumps it off to Marshall. His corner three off there. Barely hits the rim. Marcus Kennedy going to bring it across, and they unplug the shot clock. He puts up a wing three. Can't get it to go. And Quinn Cook just going to get a few shots up, maybe dish it out. I mean, hey, he gets a rebound and some points there, so there you go. Maybe he needed that for a triple-double.
Yeah, we'll take it maybe. I mean, I think he's trying to get some assists to get the sort of stat sheet up back and forth. But Quinn Cook poured his heart out. He turns around and his teammates are down the court and says, come on, guys, I know there's only 10 seconds left and you lost, but we still got to put some heart into it. Quinn Cook, phenomenal, unable to pull out the victory. 105-99, Brotherly Love puts the nail in the coffin.
Just a phenomenal game all around, so high energy, just so happy to be a part of it. And you see everyone kind of just embracing each other at the end. Looked like the DMV coaches were kind of messing with the in-play announcer, throwing his mic on the ground. He started the nah chant, of course, as you do. But, I mean, just an overall fantastic game. What an event. Absolutely phenomenal in my mind.
Yeah, the event has been crazy. Bring your game, not your name, here at the Brotherly Love Pro-Am Showcase game. And just stuff that you love to see for Novar Gatson and all the other GMs out there that have run this Pro-Am so well. Getting publicity out there, getting their name on the map at one of the most known Pro-Ams around the area. You're right next to New York City, which are known for Pro-Am basketball. You have the Drew League and everything else, and Brotherly Love Pro-Am is really getting out there and putting their name on the map, and that's what you love to see. And that's just all that you could ask for this. They've really built a great program here, and they're going to continue to build it, and that's just the business aspect, and caps off to Novar Gatson and his boys out there that run this league.
Yeah, you bring up the history of the New York leagues and whatnot. They play at Rucker Park every now and then. Want to see this Pro-Am maybe move to the Palestra, historic places like that in the area, as we should be hearing from our sideline reporter, Emily Cochran, who is with Brad Wanamaker now.
All right, obviously a competitive game tonight. You had 23 points, but it seemed like so much fun out there. How did it feel to get this win tonight?
I felt good. We know a lot of guys on the other team, so just like general just trash talk between us. We about to go have a good time together, but it was fun out there, just to come out here and compete.
And super fast-paced. What do you think set this Brotherly Love League team apart tonight?
We got some shooters. We got a lot of hoopers. It's in our city, around the surrounding parts, a lot of guys from. There's a lot of good players. So, guys stepped in and played well.
And your coach mentioned that you guys were playing true Philadelphia basketball out there today. How would you define true Philly basketball?
Toughness. Just toughness, going out there competing and just trying to win.
All right, good job and congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
A lot of shooters and definitely a lot of hoopers. This Philly team was something special tonight. Jude, any final thoughts?
Just carrying on what Wanamaker said. They really do have shooters, and Davion Scars, a 19-year-old, brought the energy in the second quarter. Didn't get much action in the second half, but brought the energy left and right. And then you have Novar Gatson hitting the three, the GM, the Godfather, and everyone, it felt like, was able to hit from beyond the arc. Camper not getting much action, but he contributed a lot on the defensive end when he got in. Marcus Kennedy was the one in the paint that they went to. Just looking at this whole roster, A.J. English, he came out of nowhere in the second half, was quiet in the first half, and then really just started to turn it up. So this whole Philly Brotherly Love roster really showed their toughness, as Brad Wanamaker said. That's Philly basketball. Tough, hard-nosed basketball, no easy buckets, and you saw that on the defensive end. DMV gave up a ton of wide open threes. Compared to Brotherly Love, where it felt like besides Quinn Cook sort of burning some defenders, getting them on ice skates out there, he was really the only one finding ease from beyond the arc.
Absolutely. Just can't thank enough the players, fans, coaches, everybody coming out tonight. Just an amazing event put on by the Philadelphia Brotherly Love Pro-Am.
And looking at it down there, they're going to give the MVP to A.J. English, and well-deserved. A little quiet in the first half, got his points, but in the second half he erupted. Was unconscious from three.
Felt like it was on him to pull away and get the win for this team. Really just did everything, scoring especially, as you said, in that second half. But we thank you for joining us tonight. What an event. Brotherly Love Pro-Am basketball will not end, have playoffs starting on Monday. But for Luke Nichols, Jude Wozniak, and Emily Cochran, thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been fantastic. This has been the Sports Fan Base Network.
Have a good one, everyone.